Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Today's video is going to be my top 5 foundation for the summer, and it is for oily skin. So I do have oily skin, so if you are interested in seeing my top 5 foundations for oily skin, then just stay tuned and keep on watching. Okay, first I do just want to mention that I did just film another video. I believe it was my top 10 lip products for summer. So I will have an iCard somewhere for you guys if you want to see that after. Okay, so I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about my skin real quick. I have oily skin with some dry patches right here. Other than that, I have oily skin, just straight up oily skin. I get dry sometimes around here, and I have like a little weird dry spot right here sometimes, but not really. For the most part, I am really freaking oily, so I just want to go ahead and let you guys know that. So I have my top 5 foundations here, and I have a bonus one for you guys because one of the foundations that I'm talking about is a powder foundation. So that is why I am including a bonus liquid foundation, just in case the powder foundation isn't for you. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my higher end foundations right now. I have 3 high-end foundations, and they are all MAC, and I'm gonna go ahead and explain myself. I love MAC's face products, the Fix Plus, anything foundations, concealers. They have amazing like face foundation kind of products, but when it comes to anything else that they have, like eyeshadows, highlighters, blushes, whatever the case may be, you know, I'm not a real big fan for that. But I love their foundations. I love their foundations more than I like their lipsticks, and I really do like their lipsticks, but I can do without a MAC lipstick. I love the freaking foundation though. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about the lighter foundation that I have been using all throughout the summers. Since it is really hot, the lows are in the 3 digits, so I like to use a really light foundation. The foundation that I like to use is the MAC Face and Body. I have already done a video on this. I even used it in the 5-minute makeup challenge. Mine is in C2. It is a water-based foundation, so it is perfect for summer. Now I do have oily skin, so I do need to set it with a powder, and that is my next thing that I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about. If you have dry skin, you will love this stuff too. Whenever I first did get it, it did take me a while to kind of figure out how to work with the formulation, but now that I got it done, you know, I like to apply it with my fingers. I find that when I use a sponge or a brush, it just soaks up the product. The product doesn't really mix well. The color kind of loses, like it kind of is just weird. I like to use my fingers. So I really do love this, and I'm happy that I got the big size because I use this all the time. The next foundation I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about, which is also from MAC, like I was saying, is the Studio Fix Plus foundation, and this is in NC25. Now, like I said, I do have oily skin, so I don't like to just put this bare face because I feel like, you know, I have like no, what is that, like I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like it's gross just to put makeup like on my bare face. So I like to use a primer, or usually I use this and then I set it with this. Like I said, if you have dry skin, you're not going to want to do this because it's layering 2 foundations. But if you have oily skin, these 2 together, you will love. So this is my #1 powder. It's my holy grail powder. I've been using this since like high school. I repurchased it so many times. I have so many colors because I've purchased it so many times throughout the year. So like when I'm darker, when I'm paler, I have a color for it. So right now I'm in NC25. This is my favorite powder foundation, only powder foundation that I will recommend. And the third foundation, which is our last high-end foundation that we're going to go ahead and talk about, is the MAC Prolong Wear Foundation. You've seen me use this and get ready with me's and stuff like that, and as you can tell, I have used it. I'm pretty sure you can tell. I have definitely used it because I freaking love it. The downside of it is that it can oxidize, especially if you live in an area where the sun is always out. So what I like to do is mix it with one of my next foundations that I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about. I like to mix it with the L'Oreal True Match, but I use a lighter color. So I use the W2, and I just get my finger and I like put it on it, and I just do this thing, and then I take the product that's on my finger and mix it in so that it really doesn't change too much of the color. This is an NC20, but it stops the oxidation. So I really do love it for that. You can use any kind of lighter foundation. If it happens to you, it doesn't always oxidize on everybody, but I'm just letting you guys know. This is my favorite full coverage foundation. It literally lasts all day. I also have the original MAC Studio Fix foundation, but this one I really love. I find that it keeps my oil in check more than the other, and I also find that this one can last you from day to night, to where the other one, the original one, will start breaking up around my nose and so on and so forth. So I love this thing. It also comes with a pump, and it lasts and lasts and lasts all day. A little bit does go a long way as well, so you don't need more than a pump and a half at most. It's really hard to breathe when you're pregnant. Okay, so since we were talking about the L'Oreal True Match foundation, this is going on to our fourth favorite, and this is where the drugstore is starting to come. I love the L'Oreal True Match. I am in the color W4. Sometimes, like I said, I use the W2 to mix with the MAC Prolong to get rid of oxidation. But the reason why I like this is because it's kind of like it's light but medium coverage, if that makes sense. It feels light, like the face and body, with more coverage. I mean, like, I really do like this. So this is like really kind of natural. It's not full coverage. This won't last, like a day and a half. It won't last like a full coverage foundation, but it is great for like about 5 hours when you just need to run errands, but you want to look really nice. It gives you kind of like a satin finish. I really do like it. It's kind of like the perfect dewy for oily skin. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go on to our fifth favorite foundation. This here is a foundation that I have repurchased many times, and I think I've talked about this like when it first came out. This is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Liquid Mousse Foundation, and I use the color True Ivory. Yeah, ivory, right? But it's actually more like a beigey kind of color. It's definitely not ivory. This here I really love, and I found it to be a dupe for the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation. It works the same for me, it works the same for my skin, and I really love Tarte. Like, that is one of my up there kind of brands, and this here is just so awesome. So if you are trying to go for that Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation, but you're kind of like, I don't want to spend like the 35-40 bucks for it, try this out first and see if you like this, because the consistency is the same, but I will say that this is a bit thicker. You can hold it upside down like a blizzard and it won't go anywhere. As for the Tarte one, it's a little bit more, less thin, a little bit more smoother. However, the overall finish is pretty much the same. So this here is very inexpensive. It's like $4 or $5 at, I usually get them at Walgreens, and I think it's like $4.25 or $5.25 or something like that. But I really do love this foundation. It is amazing full coverage. Again, if you have dry skin, I don't recommend this one for you, but this is for my oily girls out there. I love this. It fills in everything, but it doesn't sink in. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't sink into my pores or anything like that. I do use primer, but I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I forget to use a primer, and I'll still use this, and my face looks really nice. It looks nice for hours. It is just so amazing. I really do love this foundation. I love it. Okay guys, so those were my top 5 foundations, but I'm gonna talk to you guys about a bonus one real quick since I did mention a powder foundation. This here is the Ready Set Gorgeous by CoverGirl, and I'm in the color 120. I believe this here retails for about $7 at Walgreens. That's usually where I get my drugstore makeup, is Walgreens, because Walmart, they're all open, nasty. Anyways, so I like to go ahead and use this, but right now it's a little bit too light for me, so I do mix it with a darker foundation that is not in my top 5, so we're not going to talk about it right now. Okay, so like I was saying, this here is more of a medium to full coverage foundation. It has the elasticity for 5 to 6 hours, depending on if you set it or if you touch up throughout the day. If you don't, it's about 5 to 6 hours. I have oily skin, like I said, and it will start to break up if you don't set it. I'm just saying. Okay. So the reason why I like this one is because it is medium to full coverage. It's as lightweight as the L'Oreal True Match, I feel, but it's more full coverage. I did get this in a lighter skin tone. Now I'm more tan, so it doesn't really match me that well. That's why I mix it. However, I love the formulation. This is the foundation that I go to when I want my face to look really nice and put together, but not super cakey and not super dewy. Does that make sense? And I don't really want to have to worry about it for the time that I'm out, which is normally about 4 to 5 hours running errands or doing things throughout the day. So this really does keep up with me for, you know, like the first few hours. Alright guys, so that is it for my top 5 foundations for the summer for my oily girls out there. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video and got use out of my mini reviews for these products. If you want to see a more in-depth video, maybe a demo and review on any of these foundations in particular, please let me know in the comments below, and I would really love to go ahead and do that for you guys. If you have any questions or anything like that, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.